The next fight for Ilia Topuria that the UFC needs to make is Paddy Pimblet. Look, let me land. Give me a second. I don't want to see someone like Justin Gaethje get into the cage with someone as technical as Ilia Topuria. Justin has had his wars. He's been through it all. He's fought some of the greatest people in lightweight. But his time is up. With the style that Justin Gaethje uses, it's simply not going to work against someone as precise and as technical as Ilia Topuria. This match, Paddy Pimblet versus Ilia Topuria, has been brewing for a long time now. I think ever since about October, November, the fall of 2022, tensions were rising. These two had problems. They were even throwing bottles at each other or some sort in I think it was a hotel room or some sort. So there's a storyline that the UFC could run with this. They can market this fight really well. Remember, Paddy Pimblet is coming off an impressive win against Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is not a joke. He rocked Charles Oliveira badly in their first fight. He had him hurt in the second fight. He's hurt Dustin and Justin in their scraps as well before. He's a tough man. He's not someone that just easily walked through. And Paddy was extremely dominant. Dare I say, more dominant in his performance against Michael Chandler than anyone else was against him. So, if we've got this fight brewing in the background, I want this Scouser. You know, we Scousers don't get knocked out. I want to see this fella going up against someone that's ruthless, precise, and has the BJJ to back it up as well. Because remember, Paddy Pimblet's primarily a jiu-jitsu guy. I want to see how he does against Ilia Topuria. Because there's no one else in lightweight that can give Ilia a test as someone like Paddy would probably do. Look, Max Holloway, brutal knockout. Volkanovski in featherweight, knockout. Even if you came to come to lightweight, same story. Charles Oliveira, our boy, Charles the Bronx, vicious knockout in the first round. So we've seen 3 phenomenal fighters get knocked out. Who's next? Yeah, I don't really want to see Justin get flatlined. I don't want to see him develop some sort of CTE. So I think this is exactly what we need. There isn't anyone else in lightweight that I deem worthy of fighting Ilia aside from Paddy Pimblet. So, like I said earlier, there's a storyline that the UFC could easily run with. They've got they can show the clips of, you see how when Conor threw that dolly at Habib's bus, they can use clips of Paddy and, Ilia going at it back in 2022. They could talk about the exchanges on Twitter, I think, as well. There's even a statement from Paddy saying, "You're just a prelim fighter. I'm the armed upcoming fighter." If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen right now. If not, then you'll have to look for it yourself. But I remember vividly that there was a tweet from Paddy saying, "You're just a prelim fighter. You're going to stay that way." And it's crazy because we've just done a 180 now. Now Ilia's the fighter and Paddy's chasing him. It's crazy how life comes at you, man. Really is. Obviously, Ilia Topuria, let's have a look at Paddy's record. He's undefeated in the UFC currently. He's got an impressive win over Michael Chandler, and he just fought about 3 months ago. King Green is pretty washed. Tony Ferguson, that was actually a pretty close fight. Tony Ferguson fight was pretty close against Paddy Pimblet, from what I remember, unless my memory doesn't serve you right. Jared Gordon, Jordan Levitt, no names. But his Michael Chandler performance stood out for me, so I think we give him the title shot. Obviously, with Topuria, enough said. The brutal KO over Charles, brutal KO over Max, brutal KO over Volk. Decision against Josh Emmett was 50-42, so that might even be better than a knockout. Bryce Mitchell, he took some dirty, nasty shots as well. Submission as well. Jai Herbert, we all know how that went down. Ryan Hall, I'm glad he got that nonce out of there. Yeah, I said it, I don't care, he's a nonce. So, there's not much else for me to say apart from make this fight happen. There's a storyline we can clearly run with. Just to summarize, there's a storyline we can easily run with. There's a history, right? They've had their wars. You can also refer back to the tweet. I think that'll get Paddy really riled up. Press conference will be lit. I think this fight would be really enjoyable as well, man. Because I want to see if Paddy is able to even get Ilia on the ground and then look for submissions. I don't think he will. If you want my honest opinion and on who wins this fight, it's Ilia, and I think he gets it done within 2 rounds. I don't think Paddy can go through Ilia past 2. Ilia is just too precise, and he's got that BJJ to cover him up for any weaknesses. So you might be thinking, if I'm rooting for Ilia, or I'm not even rooting, if I think that Ilia's going to win, why do I even want this fight? Because it's the most interesting fight. It's the most marketable fight that we can do right now in the UFC. We've got I don't get knocked out, lad, versus poor Charles. I'm going to win by KO first round. So you've got 2 great personalities on the mic. Press conference will be lit. The wars on Twitter will be funny as well. And the lead up to the fight will be brilliant. What more do you want? If I'm Dana, if I'm Hunter, Sean Shelby, this is the fight I'd probably be making. This is why I'm the matchmaker. I'm telling you right now, I should be a matchmaker for the UFC. Hire me right now. Make me the matchmaker. I'd put up some banger of a fight. They're sleeping on me, man. But you know what? One day, I'll make it to the top. Remember me from this video, yeah? Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it was a bit of a short video today. Just touched upon this topic that I was thinking about earlier. Look, if you could smash that like button for me, I'll be very much appreciated, yeah? Because it'll help push my content out. Subscribe, like, please. I'm begging you, mate. We Scousers don't get knocked out. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, day, night, your coffee and your tea. Much love.